Okay, so here we're going to explore another pattern that I think is really good for developing a good, versatile, healthy shoulder. And I'm sure you'll be familiar with it when you see it. It's just basically the arm wave, okay? And I'm going to use I'll give you a quick little glimpse of it and then we'll break it down. Okay, so what we're going to do, the way that we're going to do is we're going to use the wall. And the style that we're going to do this in is we're going to do this in a more of an explorative style. Okay, so the way that I was taught was just to look at the aesthetic of it and use the aesthetic, I guess, as a sort of trying to keep the aesthetic in mind as a source of getting the benefit of all the other things, but focusing on the aesthetic. In this particular case, we're actually going to focus on getting as much exaggerated, I guess, and sequential and individual shoulder and the entire arm sort of movement at the same time. A lot of things in it. Okay, but you'll see what I mean. So the first one, this is going to be the finger leading wave, okay? And in this particular part of the movement, I want you to get as much external rotation as possible as we're going up, okay? So we're going up, and you can turn your hand this way too if you want, if it makes it a little easier. And then from here, it's like, imagine that here we're chipping paint with the fingers. So we're coming up with the arm, with the fingers, the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, and then from here, we're going to turn, finger starts going down, wrist, elbow, shoulder. And we're getting into the shoulder one. And then from here, finger, go, wrist, elbow, shoulder, fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder, fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder, fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder, finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, right? And exaggerating this sort of like external, internal, external, internal. Okay, so sequentially, you see first it's the fingers that the fingers go up, leading, and then the fingers come down, the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder go up, then the fingers go up, and then the wrist, elbow, shoulder go down. Okay, this is the kind of sequence that we're following. The next one that I'm going to get you to practice is going to be shoulder leading. Okay, so from here, this one is like we're painting. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. Okay, kind of like Karate Kid, paint the fence. And so in this case, we're going to go shoulders first, elbow, wrist, finger, shoulder, 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 elbow, wrist, finger. Same idea of moving with that internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation. Okay? We're going to do 1.5 minutes on each arm continuously, right? So just this, down, and then the other way, up, down. Okay? Once you have that, I know this is going to be I guess maybe like a 10 minute sort of workout for the shoulders. We're going to do this on the floor, and that's where the real money is for getting some activity in the back of the shoulder. So I'm going to pause this real quick. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing on the floor, like this. Make sure that you're about arm's length away from the wall, and we're going to do the same thing, finger, maybe a little bit closer. You're relaxing your head on your arm, going all the way down, all the way up. This one's nice because you can try to line your elbow up with the floor each time to maximize that internal and external rotation as well, right? So we're still going to be off the ground, but I'm trying to turn my elbow right down to the floor. And in this case, I'm trying to turn my elbow to the floor here. And then here. And then here. And that'll give you that full exploration of internal to external rotation. So try alternating. 1.5 minutes finger leading on the right, 1.5 minutes finger leading on the left, 1.5 minutes shoulder leading on the right, 1.5 minutes shoulder leading on the left, and then repeat on the floor, right? So that'll give you a total of what, 3, 6, and then another 6 minutes on the floor for like a total of 12 minutes. Give it a shot. Your shoulders will probably be cooked after that. If not, then try 2 minutes in a row.